Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel. Today we've got something a little bit special for you, a little bit unusual, and it's this. It's a Fairmile. It's a 1962 boat. It was refitted in 2019 to 2021, and it's the definition of a classic yacht, a gentleman's yacht, and it's for sale and it's for charter. So you can charter this for about 35,000 euros per week, or you could buy it for 1.2 million, and that's VAT paid. So hold those numbers in your head as we go aboard. So it's called Fairmile because it's actually built in Scotland at the Fairmile Yard, famous for building fishing boats and sort of commercial boats over the years, and this is very much built to that kind of standard. As I say, the refit was done 2019 to 2021. Everything was done. It was out of the water. All the hull was done. The hull now steel, something around 10 millimeters thick. All the superstructure was done. All the electrics were done. All the nav systems were upgraded. So yes, it's a 63-year-old boat, 62-year-old boat, but under the skin there's a lot of new stuff. So we start aft. We've got this lovely sociable, relaxed area. You could probably fit 6 or 8 people around there, and you can see this whole area is shaded as well from the heat of the Palmer sun and this kind of canoe stern. What we'll do is we'll work our way up the side to the bow area. So, you know, we often talk about wide side decks. This is a different level, isn't it? I mean, you could stand here, you could pass someone on this side deck, and then up a couple of steps, and we'll go into the captain's area, the helm position. So you'll start to see all these kind of new systems that were fitted as part of the refit. So things like our generator controls and so forth. Big Marine screen here, and you've got a lovely ship's wheel. The reality is, this is actually what the skipper uses most of the time. It's got a hydraulic rudder, so just left and right like that, and it's got a hydraulic bow thruster, again part of that refit. So throttles and this, and that's probably all you're going to need to use. It's got a lovely warm little ship kind of feel to it. Overall length of this 22 meters, beam of nearly 6 meters. So convert that into feet and inches. What's that? That's about 72 feet. And then we got this sort of Portuguese style area here, so you can stand safely behind this rail and look out over the bow. We will go down there. This area is very much, you know, for kind of handling of anchors. A couple of big anchors on here, apparently 150 kilos each. So unlike modern boats where you'd expect to see kind of sofas and biminis and speakers, this was very much of the time. Isn't that a lovely view? Absolutely gorgeous. And then the crew accommodation is down here. Little staircase down there. There's actually a sort of mess area, and then we've got 2 double berths with singles in them, so accommodation for 4 and little heads as well. And what's nice is it's completely separate from the rest of the boat, so both guest and crew have got a degree of privacy, which is great. So let's move our way back down on the starboard side, and we'll go and look at the saloon area. Okay, so there we go. Oh, it's like stepping back in time. All this beautiful dark wood, nice light upholstery on the seats there, makes it feel a little bit more modern. And then we've got dining space for 6. It's lovely, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me a little bit of the Orient Express. and I mean that in a really positive way. Another little touch here, part of the refit. There you go, that's where your champagne is cooling. Loads and loads of storage along the side. Everywhere on this boat you've got storage. And a lovely sanctuary from the heat of the sun. The whole boat's air conditioned, including the crew accommodation. So this door here would lead us up into the helm position where we've been already. Side access out there as well, but I'm going to take you down here because this is the guest accommodation. Fortunately these stairs are illuminated. We'll come down into this little lobby area, and then immediately ahead you've got this twin. Now what you can do is you can actually infill here and make this into kind of like a super duper king size. So you've got a choice. You could make this your VIP if you wanted, or I'll show you the other cabin, you decide. Heads in here, again good size shower, and then back out into the lobby and turn through here. So this is officially described as the VIP, but as I say, there's a choice. You've got this nice little seating area here at the sort of foot of the bed, and you've got a good sized double, and then you've got this massive run of wardrobes along here. I don't think I've seen this much wardrobe space in a boat this size ever before. And then step up into the heads, which has also got a shower in there as well. So two cabins up here. There's a third one I'll show you in a minute. There I am in the mirror. Both these cabins obviously got their en suite. What's lovely is you can sort of see the curve of the hull here. Feels almost like you're sort of on a sailing boat. You get so used to the modern boats having kind of really sort of blocky hulls, if that makes sense. So all these surfaces are kind of flat walls, a bit like a house, a bit like an apartment. This, you are definitely aware that you're on a boat. There we go, back out and up. And what the broker said, and I'll put a link into the broker if you're interested in chartering or buying, is that with a lot of boats, obviously, you know, you look at the weekly rental and think that's okay, but the time you add fuel on, it becomes massively expensive, because this has got two 250 horsepower engines. Fuel economy on it is really, really good. So we're in the kitchen, the galley, got a 4-burner hob there, rather neat. We've got the washer dryer underneath there, and then we've got proper domestic size fridges and freezers, oven up there, so all the things that you could possibly want. And this boat's actually done a transatlantic voyage, so yeah, this is set up very much for long range cruising. Let me talk about engines in a bit more detail. This is access to the engine room. Ooh. And through the magic of telly, let's take you down there and show you them. So here we are in the engine room, just come down this ladder, which is a little bit tight for a big man, but once you're down here, wow, look at all this space. Full standing headroom, and it's still got the original Gardner Douglas straight six engines. Now, as part of the refit, these were removed, reconditioned, everything. They're like brand new engines, 250 horsepower each. And what's fantastic about this is that when this is cruising along doing kind of 8 or 9 knots, it uses 48 litres of fuel an hour. 48 litres, and that's with both engines on and one of the generators. So we've got a generator on the port side and we've got a generator on the starboard side. Those were both new as part of the refit. We've got all our stopcocks there for pump out, black water, all that kind of stuff. Filters for our daily checks there. It's a very impressive space. And looking here at the engine hours since that refit, 698 hours. So yeah, virtually nothing, but it's just lovely to see these original engines. A couple of little tiny turbo, well, I say tiny, relatively small turbochargers on these engines, Apparently this was the last of the generation that had the turbo. There we are, just tucked in there. Very nice camera, and all, of course, the electrics and all the systems in here upgraded, refurbished, replaced. So it'll be good for another, whatever, 80 years, 60 years. Amazing. There you go. Very nice. Okay, so let's move to the aft of the boat, and I'm going to take you down and show you the owner's accommodation, the master. So you may have noticed when we stepped in, or you may not have, that there's a staircase over here, and that's what's going to take us down to the master. So again, privacy. You've kind of got three areas. You've got your crew accommodation at the front, you've got your guest accommodation in the middle, and then we've got our owner's accommodation down here. And there we are. How lovely is that? And this is where you can see the lovely curve of the hull. It does feel like you're in a kind of sailboat. Gorgeous. And then all this beautiful woodwork. Big oversized bed. Probably the biggest bed in the world in 1963 when it came in. And a nice sofa. And then into our heads. And an oversized shower there as well. So very, very civilised. Even more storage underneath the bed there. What do you think? You liking it? Could you see yourself on board here for a week's charter? Let me show you this. This is quite incredible. Right, you expect a wardrobe, and then you open this door, and you've practically got another berth. And apparently, quite often, this is where people put their electric bikes, scooters, bits and pieces. Just an enormous storage area. That's great, isn't it? There we go. I'll just push that one too. There's a little knack. There you go. Push them together like that. One area that we're going to finish up on is the Flybridge. And I think you're going to like this, because it's a big old zone. So back out of our saloon once more, and we'll take the ladder up to our Flybridge. There we go, out we pop, and this is what greets us. 60 square meters apparently. That's about 600 square feet. We've got this wonderful bimini cover here over this table. It's got 6 seats there. You could probably fit 10 of you there. And then what I love as well is this area here, which is over where the helm is, which is just a massive chill out zone. And because it's got this protection around, regardless of the weather almost, you're out of the wind. Lovely place to be when you're underway or at anchor. And then after, we've got this sort of loose seating area. Now you'll notice as well the crane. So this is a 480 kilo crane. Now the tender's not on board at the moment, but it would ordinarily sit obviously up in this area. Apparently it's about a 5.5 metre classic tender with a 50 horsepower on it. So again, very much in keeping with the overall look and design of the boat, very much period piece. And then we've got this big barbecue here. Back in the day when things like ice makers and barbecues obviously weren't a thing, so this has been fitted to accommodate, if you like, modern tastes. It works really, really well. Well, I think she's lovely, don't you? This is the super yachts of the 60s. This is what they look like. This was the top of the pile. Very different to our friend next door, which is obviously a more modern execution. But I think this is absolutely gorgeous. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed the tour of this one. I'm going to put a link down in the bottom there to the broker. So it's for charter at the moment. If it gets sold, it gets sold obviously, but you can buy it as well. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, like, comment as well. Tell me what you think of these. You want to see more boats like this amongst the mix that we share with you. But most importantly, keep coming back for more. That's why we do it at the Marine Channel. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.